Bringing Ozzie Jurock right now. Ozzie, are you with me?
I am right here.
Hey, I just wanted to say, while you were out voting, I was talking to someone in your office, and I said, look, can we do something this week? And he said, yes, especially because you weren't there, by the way. So I should tell you about this. We've got a summer special going on with all the stuff you do, because normally you get the Facts by Facts, which gets 50 issues a year. You get the 50 Hot Property Dispatch. And that's $197, by the way. But you got a conference coming up. This is what Twinge said. I know at the end of September, the real estate conference. That's about $100 a ticket. So just so you know, I talked to your office. For Money Talks listeners, they can get for $20 a month. That's it. You'll get the full year. You know, the 50 issues of the Facts by email and the 50 hot properties plus that ticket. So you can go to the all-day conference for free, and it's $20 a month. And I just wanted to tell people, all you have to do is go to Jurock.com or give them a call at 604-683-1111, 604-683-1111. So, Ozzie, you didn't know, but don't say a word right now. Don't complain, okay? Don't complain. Hey, I just saw a story. Well, I saw a story that reminded me of the kind of stuff that we've been talking about, the massive change in investment coming out of China. I know Morgan Stanley, we talked about this a little bit ago, that they said that, you know, the Chinese capital, you know, crackdown and money leaving and corporate leverage and all that stuff leaving would have an impact. And you had Morgan Stanley predicting it's going to be a massive drop in overseas property investment by Chinese corporations 2017. Just saw the data out of China itself. And according to the official data, they say that outbound investment by Chinese real estate sector fell 82% in the first half of the year compared to the previous half. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, it is, and it has had an impact not just on real estate, but it has had an impact on the Chinese currency. You know, remember in 2015 there was a real collapse in the stock market and a huge pressure because the money leaving. But this year, those measures that they took, my headline when I saw the measures, I said, is it another ho-hum? The Chinese say we're going to do this, and then they end up not doing it. Yeah. But they did close all the loophole. No more Bitcoin transfers, no more monkey business, and the balance of money in the bank for China is increased by 25 billion every single month. And now it strengthens the yuan, and it has had the effect that people that buy real estate overseas and don't disclose it, they're in serious trouble. So, yes, it has had a huge impact.
Now, look, this is something that you had mentioned to me a bit ago, and I said, you got to share it with our audience. This is one of the most interesting real estate stories you'll ever hear. I don't know what category we're going to put it under, but maybe lucky buyer, but share us about it. I'm talking about that one in the Presidio Terrace neighborhood of San Francisco.
Well, it's sort of a bizarre snafu. Now, here we have $5 to $15 million houses on a street that's, been there since the early 1900s, so at least for 30 years. And but they did not own the street. And as a lot of strata corporations that are owned by very wealthy people, nobody reads their documentation. And the city sent them a tax bill every year for $14, like a paltry $14. And the unpaid debt grew to $994. Well, 2 years ago already, the San Jose smart couple bid on, together with some others, bid on their tax bill and paid $90,000. And they now own the street where all those $5 million to $50 million houses are on it. Now the homeowner association says, oh, this is really unfair. We didn't really know. And they only found out when that couple called them up and said, would you like to buy your street?
Isn't that something, eh? Well, that has got to be one to be continued. We're going to have to keep an eye on that one. But how do you like that? Big-time homes, but you don't own the street. I think they should put up a toll or something.
Yeah, that's what the options are, right?
Yeah.
User rights, like in Whistler, they sold some of the hotels and kept the lobby and then charge you to walk over the lobby. It's outlandish, really, and it's probably going to be settled. But I'm sure that couple is going to make a lot of money.
That's fun. That's a great one. Hey, look, I want to talk a more serious subject at this point. It's serious, I guess, if I own one of those houses on that street, but I don't, so I don't care. I just love the story. But, hey, I want to talk about the shopping malls. because across the U.S., we're reading story after story. I mean, this is big-time stuff, and, it's part of the things that I've chronicled. I did it with Mike Levy so many times about, the dominance of Amazon, the bricks-and-mortar challenges. We've reported on Sears Canada, but, we know Macy's, J.C. Penney's, anchor tenants, Target in Canada. The list just goes on. And, man, this is really developing into a major story.
Yeah, no question. And you've been an early advisor and warner of these things happening. Now, Credit Suisse came up with a new study that says they think 8,640 U.S. stores across retail will close by the end of this year. 25% of all U.S. malls will close by 2022. 35% of all closing sales online, in stores, will be out of business by the year 2030. So when you take a look at the U.S., there's 2,350 square feet for every 100 Americans. There's only 1,600 in Canada for every 100 Canadians, only 458 in Britain. So from that point alone, there was too much space. But you add to that, online buying, discount change, and so on. It's a changing world. And boy, if you and I own a store in one of those malls, I'm going to look at my anchor tenant. Is he going to be in business, or I'll be out of business if he goes?
Yeah, the other thing, it may be good news, like if you're a smaller retailer, I agree, that's a great warning, by the way, but, maybe you look around, you see if there's some opportunity, too. But, as I say, Macy's, Sears, Abercrombie, and French, this is translating into hundreds of these malls, closing in the next 5 years then.
There was a story done on ABC, and they showed that a couple of those malls sort of reinventing themselves. There's one in Alabama, and the 30 churches went into the mall, and they have sort of like a church supermarket, and or yoga, or all sorts of other uses for the malls. But most of them get dilapidated, they're in disrepair, they attract crime, and it's a huge problem just waiting to happen on everybody.
On that cheery note, give me a hot property and put a smile on my face.
Well, we got a great duplex, 3 bedrooms up, 2 bedrooms down, fully furnished, double garage, 2 hot tubs. It's right on the ski hill in Kimberley, and it's down to $449,000.
God, I've got to learn to ski. But before I can learn to ski, I need knee transplants and hips transplants. I need a new body, Ozzie. But that does sound like a great thing. And as I say, Ozzie just looks at these things. He looks at so many properties during the week, and he says, hey, this looks interesting. You got to do your own due diligence, of course. You just go to Jurock.com, Jurock.com. But while you're there, remember that little special I've talked their office into giving. Ozzie's not talked into this one. He's not on board at all, but who cares? But the Facts by Facts, the 50 hot properties, and you get a free ticket. It's normally $100 to the real estate conference September 30th. You can do that for just $20 a month. Stay right on top of everything real estate related. Ozzie, thanks for taking the time. Go out and enjoy your weekend.
I will. Mike, I'm going to go golfing, and I love the game. When I have a good day, I can't wait to get back out there. And when I have a bad day, I can't wait to get back out there.